Hi, I'm Diana, clinical counselor with the Kawartha Sexual Assault Center. Thanks for joining us for another one of our self-compassion breaks. These short videos are offered as a helpful tool to learn some basic practices of self-compassion. We've been working with this deck called the Self-Compassion Deck. It was written by Willard, Mitch, Abblett, and Desmond. So the card that I've chosen to work with today is called Who Else? Whatever today's challenge was, can you think of anyone else who might be going through a similar struggle? So this card makes me think about the fact that one of the elements of self-compassion is common humanity, which means that we have an understanding of the fact that there are common experiences that we all around the globe experience as part of just being human and going through a human life. And sometimes one of the things that we can find really difficult when we're in struggle or when we're in a challenging situation or feeling pain or suffering is when we feel like we're the only person that's going through that, or we're the only person who's had to endure that. It can make us feel really, really isolated. And so it can be helpful to remind ourselves that other people have gone through similar challenges and similar distress. So that's the purpose of this type of practice. So take a moment for yourself and consider whatever today's challenge was. Maybe it was a big day today. Maybe things were very difficult for you today. Maybe it was a challenge just even turning on the computer or looking on Facebook to see the video. But maybe it's been an okay day and there haven't been too many challenges and things have been going sort of pretty good today, and that's great. But think of something, think of a challenge either from today or the last couple of days, and take a moment and think about, is there anybody you can think of that would be going through a similar type of challenge? It could be a friend or a family member. It might be somebody from the media that you've heard goes through similar difficulties. It could be somebody that you know from your past that you can think of that would have this type of challenge. But try to think of somebody that would have a similar experience to yours. And when you think of that person, maybe take a moment and think of, what would you say to that person? What might you offer to that person in their distress to help them feel comforted? Maybe a kind word, maybe a warm touch or a gesture. Whatever it might be, you could consider offering that up to yourself as well. Recognizing that just like you, there are other people in the world who are suffering. And that just like you, those other people in the world would benefit from some compassion as well. So I hope that it's helpful to you a little bit in reflecting on the fact that other people also experience challenge and struggle. And if you find that your suffering and struggle today feels too overwhelming, you may want to reach out and talk to somebody, maybe a friend or a family member, maybe a professional that you know or work with. Maybe you want to call our support line at KSAC, which is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Maybe another support line is something that you prefer. Whatever it is, if you feel like you need help in your distress, please reach out. But I hope that it's helpful to you to keep in mind that you are not the only person who is struggling or suffering, and that is part of being human. And we all find our ways through those things. So as we finish up this video, I wish you well. And I hope that you get the support you need with whatever challenge you've chosen to work with today.